So we're back on another call trying to earn some more tax revenue to pay down that national debt. So we are here on a oven that says a fan is not starting. So we're gonna go ahead and open up this panel and see what we can see. All right, so we are here at the control panel for this oven, and we're gonna try to start these blowers, which is the first part of the sequence of operation. And what you see is the blower will kick on when you push in, but then it will shut off when you release the momentary push button. It is supposed to latch, but there's something preventing it from latching. And we wanna see if that latching, if it's not, it pushed the door open. So we wanna see if it is not latching because of the overload contact connection, or if there's something else that's holding it back from latching. So on these particular ovens, you have a disconnect switch and you have two latches for the control panel door that I've already loosened up. In order to get the panel open while you maintain power is you have to insert a small screwdriver right here in the side, and you press a disengaging switch, and then you have access to the interior of the panel. So I believe that the fault is on the drive, which I see an F007, and I believe that drive runs that blower fan, which the drive runs that fan. So for the moment, I am going to see if I can reset this fault and get this thing at least started up so I can check into what that F007 fault is on this PowerFlex drive. So I don't know why the casing is off it, but this is a PowerFlex 40. So we'll go ahead and get this fault reset and see if that won't start the blower motor. That reset the fault right away, so I can go pull up the manual on this thing and see what that fault actually meant. So here we are back at the blower start switch, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to start this thing and see if it latches. And it started and latched, no problem. So now we're ramping up to 60 hertz, which is what it's probably designed to run, whatever the parameters are calling for. So it looks like it's operational now. So I'm gonna take a really quick amp check just to see if things are all right. Let me get my meter. All right, so I got my meter, and I'm gonna go ahead and set it to amps AC. And I'm gonna check across these three legs that are feeding the motor and see if I'm getting any weird values or values that are unbalanced. So in order to do that, I'm gonna pop this raceway covering off. There we go. As soon as I get this wire guard out, I can locate the wires that feed that motor. There we go, 1, 2, and 3. So now that I have my meter set in amps AC, let me go ahead and hit that middle, phase B, and we're looking like we are 11.7 amps. And phase C says we're at 12.2 amps. And phase A say we're at 12.6 amps. All right, so I go ahead and put the cover back on this guy, get my meter out of here, and I'm gonna put this wire guard back in place, and we'll go ahead and see what that fault entails so I can make an action plan on what to do upcoming to see what that issue is, what shut this thing down and wouldn't let it start, wouldn't let it latch back up. All right, so I had ran outside to go get the laptop so I can print out the fault list for this Allen Bradley, this PowerFlex drive. And as I ran outside, they had started a cycle. If you look at it now, the cycle or the program has stepped it down to 25 hertz. So at 25 hertz, we are reading 4.6 amps. So I believe that we're only having an issue on startup when we start up that motor. So I gotta see what we're programmed to on startup when we start that oven cycle. And those, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys what the F7 was. So the F7 is just a motor overload, internal electronic overload. An excessive motor load exists, reduce the load so drive output current does not exceed the current set by parameter P003. There it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that. So this is kind of where we're at. That is the fault, right? And it also mentions a boost on a A084 parameter. But like I said, they started the cycle, so I'm not gonna be able to check any of that in the meantime. I'm gonna wait till that cycle finishes. And I also pulled up it's a Y motor. It's a Y wound as in a Y motor. So I also pulled up the actual coil just so you guys can see that too. So that's pretty much the Y motor of that ball door motor. So you guys can get all this online if you needed to get your hands on that. And here is the parameter list for that Allen Bradley PowerFlex drive. And here we go to the parameter that we're going to be looking for is a P033, which is motor overload current. And we got to see what that is set to. So I basically have to see what this is set to as soon as this cycle finishes, and I got to see what that's set at. So I'm going to basically be looking at my service factor. Our amps at 460 volts should be about 12.3 amps, and that's exactly what we were reading. On one leg we had 11 amps, on one leg we had 12.1, and one leg we had 12.2, I believe. So it looks like the current at voltage is operating correctly. So the things that I'm going to check when the cycle finishes, I'm going to check to see what that P003 parameter is set to, and I'm going to also check the service factor, and I'm going to multiply the service factor by the amp rating, which is 12.3. All right, so like I was saying, I'm basically going to multiply the service factor, which is 1.15 times the FLA, which is 12.3, and that should give me 14 amps, or 14.1 amps, basically 14 amps is what I'll set my P033 to, and make sure that it's set to that. Because I believe the fault that we had, since our operating current is pretty normal, I believe that it was on startup, that they had an issue on inrush maybe, and I can also change the acceleration time, and I want to see what that startup is, which I didn't get a chance to check. I would have checked that, but they started the cycle. I would have checked the acceleration time and see what my current value is during the acceleration. So those are basically the two things that I'm going to check. I don't think there's an issue with the motor. I think the motor is operating just fine. I'll also check belt tension as soon as I can get that housing up. Maybe when that time comes, I make another video just so y'all can check that out. But for the moment, yeah, this is basically what I'm going to look into. And if you guys think that I did anything wrong here, I want you to go ahead and hit me in the comments. Hit me with some of that big brain energy and school me and let me know what your thoughts are. And if there's anything that you guys would have done differently, or if you have any more knowledge on a basic induction motor running off a PowerFlex 40 drive. So until the next time, stay safe out there. See you on the next one, guys. Later.